my lovelies, welcome back to English Rose Cottage. My name is Mia and today we are chatting all things meal planning, feeding my family of 5 on a budget and using what you already have at home. Honestly, we have definitely been spending a bit too much on food lately. Is anyone else feeling that? Or is it just us? So I'm really wanting to hit the reset button and take you along with me as I go back to basics and stretch what we've got to feed my hungry family of 5. So if you've ever stood in the kitchen at 5 p.m. or 4 p.m. with zero clue what's for dinner, trust me, I've been there. So this one is for you. Let's talk simple, budget-friendly foods that keep everyone fed without having to run to the shop every few days. So the very first thing I do each week is shop my own kitchen. And no, I don't mean online, I mean literally go digging in the fridge, the freezer and the pantry. I simply just take a scrap piece of paper or use my phone notes, whatever's honestly easiest, and start jotting down what we've got that needs using. So that half bag of frozen sweet corn, the 3 bendy carrots, the bit of cheese that's left, great, that is dinner waiting to happen. So this whole idea is sometimes called shelf cooking, and it really is a game changer and definitely helped me out in the kitchen, not waste any food at all. And you'd be surprised how many meals are just sitting there. They just need a little pairing up. So here's how I usually go about this whole thing. So I start with the fridge and I look in there and I write down what's looking a bit sad. Is it, that half bit of minced beef that needs to go? Is there anything that's close to going off? Those will be my top priority. And then I'll go into the freezer. Do we have cooked meat or frozen vegetables? Any leftovers? And lastly, I go through the pantry. Rice, pasta, canned beans, tomatoes, spices. I'm jotting it all down. And that is the good stuff. Speaking of the good stuff, I've got something lovely to share with you from today's video sponsor, LilySilk. So I have been wanting to get some decluttering done for the longest time. I've honestly felt overwhelmed with kind of what to wear at home, how to style my clothes, how to look and feel my best while, being a mum and the practical life of daily mum life, and also just feel elegant and cozy and kind of aesthetic as well. So I'm so pleased to have found LilySilk. LilySilk is a beautiful brand that just has such elegant, timeless, soft pieces for your wardrobe. I have been wearing their clothes all the time. I have washed, rewashed, enjoyed, felt elegant, had so many compliments on my outfits recently because I've been adding these timeless, sophisticated pieces to my wardrobe. I tell you, I have never felt so stylish and comfy at the same time. It has been absolutely a dream and I just feel like I'm in my pajamas. So here are some of the pieces that I chose from LilySilk that I really think would suit your wardrobe. Don't worry, it does wash well and it's not difficult to wash. And mum-proof. So let's start with this gorgeous Ancora red oversized striped shirt. I'm wearing it in an extra small, and so as you can see, it still gives that effortless oversized fit that's super flattering and easy to style. And it's also made from 100% silk, and the bold red stripe adds a vibrant elevated twist to a classic button-up. So this is such a versatile piece. I styled it button up for a little bit more of a structured, elevated look with some wide leg trousers. You can mix up the colours of the trousers too. It feels so versatile for a red top. And next up is the pearl satin silk top, and I'm wearing a size small. The sheen on this satin silk is absolutely stunning. It catches the light in all the right ways. The fabric is super smooth and breathable, perfect for layering or just wearing alone. I paired it with Again, some wide leg trousers and a little belt, making me feel a little bit more polished, and it's just beautiful on its own or with jeans or a skirt. Now let's talk about the oversized silk linen blend shirt. I'm wearing it in an extra small. This one is a dream. This was my favorite one for those cozy laid back days where you still want to feel put together, but the silk linen blend gives a bit of texture and breathability. Perfect for the warmer weather that we're having at the moment. And I love how it drapes. It's super soft, super lightweight, and again, really easy to dress up or dress down. How chic is this sleeveless button-up silk vest? I'll link this one below. It's the perfect layering piece for transitional weather, but I also absolutely love it as a standalone top. This was probably, I know I said the linen blend shirt was my favorite, but I think I'm going to change my mind. This is my favorite. The silk finishes adds instant polish, and the button-up style makes it super easy to dress up, to dress down. It's breastfeeding friendly, and I'm pairing it here with my relaxed wide leg trousers for that effortless summer tailored vibe. And last but not least, this sleeveless silky jersey top in size small is such a chic, minimal essential to my wardrobe these days. It's made from silk jersey, so it's got that natural stretch, making it feel like loungewear, but looking totally elevated. I love styling it with my high-waisted trousers for that sleek silhouette. Honestly, what I love most about LilySilk is that pieces aren't just beautiful, they are so built to last. They are all about the quality. The fabrics, the construction, the feel on your skin, everything just speaks luxury. So if you are ready to upgrade your wardrobe with timeless, high-quality essentials, definitely check them out. I've added links to all the pieces below, so use code LSMIA20 for 20% off. So if you would like to get your hands on any of these kind of pieces, then check out the link in the description box below. Thank you for watching the sponsored part of this video. It really does make these videos happen, and it means that I can support my family while I share things that I love. So I hope that you can find something that you love from LilySilk too. Now back to the kitchen. Today I had some minced beef in the freezer, a tin of tomatoes and a few onions that needed using. So we're going for a very, very relaxed, simplified spaghetti bolognese. It's not gourmet, but everyone eats it and it clears out some bits, which feels like such a win. So once I've got a rough idea what's actually in the house, I like to plug meals into a simple little weekly plan. But don't worry, I'm not one of those people who meal plans down to the exact gram. I like it to be flexible. I need it to be flexible with my lifestyle. So you can use a theme to help make it easier. And it can go something like this. So on Mondays you could do soup or leftovers, so it's nice and easy after the weekend. Tuesday, some kind of theme night, maybe that's Mexican or Chinese or traditionally British. It's sort of whatever we fancy really. And Wednesdays could be pasta night, and that's always a hit with the children. All of my children love pasta. Thursday you could simplify it to a sheet pan meal or a stir fry and use up any of those leftover vegetables. Friday, pizza night, homemade if you've got the energy, which I much prefer to do, but sometimes it's obviously frozen pizza. Saturday could be a slow cooker meal, chuck it in, kind of forget it. And Sunday, I like to aim for a roast dinner. It doesn't always happen, but I like to aim for a roast dinner and prep for the week ahead. But some weeks I don't even use that structure. I just write out a list of 5 to 6 meals that I can make with what I've got and pick from it each night depending on how things are going. Then I fill in my shopping list with just the things I need to complete those meals. So I'm talking 1 pepper to fill in that meal. I'm not talking about buying the whole bag. I can get quite extreme with these things if I need to, but don't feel like it has to be rigid. Just do with what fits your family's rhythm. So now let's talk budget, because that's what this all comes back to. My husband and I have been revisiting our grocery budget lately, and we've been figuring out what feels realistic, where we can cut back, and how to stay on track without making things feel tight or stressful. So we try to keep it really simple. Some weeks I'll do a big Aldi run, other times it's just Tesco basics, or every so often I like to do a top up from Costco. And it all depends on what we need and what we've already got. I am making a delicious crumble today. It's very, very hot outside, so it feels quite inappropriate to make a crumble, but we have loganberries and rhubarb in season right now, so I was so excited to make a delicious crumble using these items. It's very simple. You just put in the fruit that you have with some sugar on the stove for a little bit, let it kind of reduce down, boil slightly, and then add in oats and nuts and seeds, mostly flour and butter, as a crumble mixture on top, and bake it in the oven. I shared this around with our home group, so I didn't get to film that bit, but it was so delicious. I really enjoyed it anyway, and we served it with custard and had a lovely time. Online shopping honestly saves me so much money, and it's way easier to see that running total and remove a few impulse buys if I'm over budget. So here's what helps me stay in budget. I split the list into categories. Think staples like flour and oil, fresh produce, and top-ups like milk and eggs. Snacks, I only get them if they're on sale, and lately we've just been skipping the packaged snacks altogether. The kids are fine with fruit and some cheese or a boiled egg if they need to before meals, but honestly I try and skip the snack altogether. And as you're shopping, be willing to put things back. So if the total creeps up, I just pop something back on the shelf. No shame in that. If you're not sure where to start, try aiming for around £100 per week for a family of 4 or 5 if you can stretch it, and adjust up or down depending on whatever works for you and your family's needs. Our needs at the moment, we do have to include things like nappies and wipes and extra bits like that, so our budget has to increase just a little bit for this season that we're in. One of the best things I've done for our budget is stocking up on pantry staples around once a month or so. So I'm not buying those same bits every single week. So I'm talking things like oats and rice, pasta, flour, dried beans and lentils, tinned tomatoes, oils and basic seasonings. So if I've got those on hand, it's so much easier to throw meals together when the days get hectic or I haven't done a full shop. Most weeks my grocery list is just produce and dairy, maybe a protein or 2, but sometimes we get our eggs and milk from a local farm, which is lovely, and they last longer from there too. So I always keep an eye on our stock levels. If we're down to the last peanut butter or we're running low on oats, it goes straight on the list for the next month's staples shop. So let's talk a little bit about prep. Now, I'm not a meal prep 21 times in a day kind of girl, but I do like to prep a few key things ahead to make the week go smoother if I can. What you're absolutely going to have to ignore in this portion of the video is the tag sticking out the back of my shirt. This is the day that our LilySilk package arrived. and I was honestly too excited. And it arrived before I got changed. So I picked out the shirt and put it straight on. I didn't even think about tags. So yes, I had it like this all day. We went out, we did a few things, ran a few errands, and I had the tag sticking out the whole day. A little bit embarrassing and kind of distracting. So if you can ignore that, please do. Here's what I usually try to do. So if I'm making pancakes, for example, I like to try and do pancakes on a Saturday for the family. And then I'll make a double batch and freeze half, and that's perfect for quick breakfasts in the week. If I'm cooking grains, I'll cook extra grains like quinoa or rice or couscous, and that's super handy for lunches or quick dinners. And I try and get ahead with bread dough. So sometimes I prep it at night and bake it in the morning. And the children, obviously, well, who doesn't love waking up to fresh bread? But I'll try, if I'm baking bread dough, to do a double batch and see where else I can stretch that to and what other recipes I can use it for. So even little things like washing and chopping the vegetables you could be doing when you bring it home, that can save your sanity midweek when everyone's asking, Mum, what's for dinner?
We have attempted to make this loaf of bread, haven't we? And it has not worked. It is very flat. But you know what? It's okay. I think at this point we're going for edible. I think I put it in the fridge overnight, and so it just didn't rise very well. The process has just been a little bit discombobulated. So we are going to just eat it. Try again next time. Normally it's a bit of a fail-proof recipe, but clearly I have very much failed. That's okay. I think it's flat dough, so we'll put it in and see how it goes. I can't even score it because the dough's too wet. I'm not risen at all.
So stretching meals is a little art form in itself, and with a big family it makes a big difference. So here are some ways that I do it. So you can add cooked lentils or oats to minced meat dishes like chili, spaghetti or shepherd's pie. It sounds a little bit crazy and outrageous, but no one notices and it makes it go further. So I would try and use one chicken breast across 2 meals. So think stir fry one night and soup the next. I always save the bones and the veggie scraps for homemade stock as well. Friday if it's soup night for you, you can toss any leftover bits from the fridge. Literally anything goes into my soup, and they always taste delicious. And I tell you the hack for making soup taste delicious no matter what you've got in it. At the end, once it's all blended up, I always add 1 tablespoon of dark brown sugar, roughly, depending on how much I'm making. You could use maple syrup, you could use honey, but dark brown sugar, that's where it's at. And then a good dollop of cream. Blend that into the soup. It honestly makes it delicious, no matter what I've got in there. But it's satisfying and cozy and nothing goes to waste. And so that's how I keep our food budget in check without losing my mind. It's nothing fancy, just using what we've got, shopping smart and doing a little prep to make life easier. So if you found this helpful, then do leave me a comment and tell me your favourite budget-friendly meal plans and meal recipes. I'm always looking out for more, so please do share them with me. I'd be happy to give them a try. And if you've enjoyed this, please do subscribe, and I definitely look forward to seeing you next week.